do you think Graceful could also be a factor in 2028? Kasi parang kinancel siya ng mga dilawan, for the lack of better term, because biniblame siya for Mars loss, although I have big questions with that claim,
Yeah.
based on second, third preferences. What is your read on the Graceful? Because Poe is also a form of populism, right? Except Graceful is more than just a populist carrying her father's name.
And just for full disclosure, we were supporting Senator Grace Poe back in 2016.
Exactly, that's why I'm
And like
asking.
you, yeah, and like you, we don't agree with that yung sinasabi nilang iyon siya ang reason kung ba't natalo si hindi talaga ganon. Kung nag-withdraw man si Senator Grace Poe from the presidency, tataas lang ang lamang ni Duterte over Mar Rojas because iba talaga yung ano nila yung gusto nila, no, kaya dilipat. So anyway, what's done is done. Ngayon nakikita ko ang idea nila is if they are going to push for Raffy Tulfo for president, siguro magandang parisa ng somebody nice and alam mo yun, babae na tipong very
Soften
siya,
the image. Yeah.
oh, parang mas open yung image pag parang ganon. Siguro yun yung compliment na naiisip nila. And at the same time, palagay ko na na-expose na rin yung kumbaga yung myth na when they elected people like Robin Padilla, Amy Marcos sa vice presidency, ngayon nakita nila na may mga aspetong kulang and in the case ni Amy Marcos because of the open war between the Marcoses and the Dutertes, siya yung casualty. And tinatamaan din talaga yung numbers niya all around. No? And we're getting similar results in our internal survey.
And let's now go to the last but most important part of our episode. Pag-usapan naman natin ang opposition because Lenny still ends up at number 3 dun sa Pulse Issue Survey for 2028. I mean, we can have a lot of conversation about it, but it looks like Lenny's still being considered as the standard bearer for the opposition should 2028 come. What does that say? Because for me, one thing I found interesting in the Okta research is one of their researches was about political affiliation. So nung tinignan nila, 31% is with BBM camp, loyalista. 20% is with the Duterte camp. Although I'm shocked na may 1% pa rin ng mga Ilocanos supporting Duterte. I was wondering, sino itong mga Ilocano niya? I don't see that in bagay. Siguro mga taga Davao na Ilocano yan. Kasi may
Yeah.
1% eh. Kasi meron siyang sub-regional, di ba? Sabi ko, sino itong mga 1% na yan? Patawagin ko nga yung
Yeah,
ano ko
yeah.
dyan, mga nasa Ilocos Norte. So, that was a very interesting survey. I found it very, very helpful. Kasi makikita mo, believable yung mga sub-demographics din eh. And then, 4% traditional opposition, my understanding is probably Liberal Party to. And then, 45% either undecided, independent, up for grabs. Hindi pa parang good news yan, Senator Trillanes, that there's just so much more out there that we can explore in terms of mobilizing na hindi benta mga Duterte sa kanila, hindi benta mga Marcos sa kanila. I suppose that will also reflect on the Tulfo brand and all. So there's a large constituency that is still not mobilized and perhaps maybe that should be the conversation for the opposition. Kasi kanina purong ibang pinag-usapan natin. Let's now talk
Yeah.
about the option for the opposition, real opposition, not the digong opposition.
Okay. While you may have seen the numbers of Leni Robredo na medyo significant at 11. But ako naman, ang nakita ko ron from 28% just 2 years ago because hindi niya kinonsolidate at pinabayaan basically yung base na yon, bumaba ng 11. So I'm not seeing na parang it's a strong 11 but no, pababa yon from 28 yun eh. And that's the same thing that happened in 2016. She got 33% of the vote, but then when she decided to run for president, she only was I think 6 or 7. So, hinayaan mo nang bumaba ng bumaba. And gano'n na naman nangyayari dito. Kaya I believe, kailangan na natin talagang uh, mag, uh, magbago ng liderato. And si Senator Risa is very much ready to assume that leadership role. If only etong si Vice President Lenny would openly, categorically, and definitively say Senator Risa, ikaw na ang hindi na ako tatakbo, and she can ask the pollsters to strike her name off any 2028 list for president. Yan kung totoong ayaw niya na or hindi na siya interesadong tumakbo for president. Kasi kung interesado ka naman pala, then do the legwork, di ba? Mag magtrabaho ka, i-consolidate mo yung pinagkatiwalaan tayo ng 2028. Siya, for that matter, pinagkatiwalaan siya ng 2022 ng 28% of the people. Anuhan mo, kumbaga i-consolidate mo. Tapos do the other necessary preparation para kung 2028, edi she will win. Pero kung ganun ulit na style na tipong, teka muna, bahala na muna kayo dyan, I'll just go around the world muna, mag-chill muna ako. Teka muna, what about the problems of the country? Di ba? Hindi naman natapos yung problema ng bansa nung natalo siya. No? So, ano ba yun? Did she stop caring about the problems of the country? So, ano yung mga leadership traits na dinidisplay niya dito or lack thereof, di ba? Ngayon, sabi ko nga, kung talagang wala naman ng plano, edi definitively sabihin mo na, hindi na ako talaga tatakbo. Final na yan. Senator Risa, good luck. I will help you. I will
So she
turn
should do a
over.
second passing down like talagang ito na talaga. Si Risa, by the way,
Yeah.
ganun. Should she remind everyone that Risa is the opposite?
Yes, kasi yung unang passing of the baton, ano yun merong hangover pa eh. People were still clinging on to that image of Eleni Robredo presidency. Kaya hindi pa nag-sink in noong time na yon. Tsaka hindi siya widely disseminated. Pero kung gagawin niya ito ulit definitively and then mas mas ma-appreciate yun ng tao. Okay, we'll move on na from Lenny Risa it is, then let's start rallying around the Senator Risa. And I think that's the only hope for the independent opposition to have a chance in 2028.
And again, just to be fair here, siguro ang tingin ko is there are people, I'm not saying Lenny, but maybe there are strategists of her who are saying, um, let's have strategic ambiguity, if I can put it that way. Para siyang yung sa West Philippine Sea policy. Let's have a strategic ambiguity. Let's see what she does. If 2025 she wins at local government office, and then she does well, then who knows? Maybe she'll be in that position. What you're saying is that neither here nor there is kind of a suboptimal for everyone because it doesn't allow for Risa to step up. It also doesn't necessarily put her in the best position to get the ball rolling for 2020 because we can see Sara is already in a campaign mode in one way or another. Rafi is already doing that, although he's not directly attacking Sara, but clearly we see what Rafi's strategy is. Don't talk about Sara. Make sure that you do your part well, and that strategy is working wonders for Rafi Tulfo so far. From ilang percent lang siya nung 2 years ago, di ba? Ngayon, 35, magpo 40% to siya. So what you're saying is that this neither here nor there, medyo malilate na tayo. Even though some would say, hindi, malayo pa naman ang 2028 eh. Masyado naman kayong atat, masyado kayong advance mag-isip kayong dalawa eh.
Well, yung ambiguous approach na yan yung ginawa nila in the lead up to 2022. 'Di ba? Look at what happened to us. Kung nag-expect ka ng different result, 'di ba? Dapat teka muna, the same approach, different result. Medyo may problema tayo diyan. Tapos ang sabi ko nga, ma-equate ko 'yan dun sa sa no comment ni Sarah eh. 'Di ba?
Baka uso talaga ngayon ng strategy
Parang
ambiguity
gano'n.
talaga.
Ano na, parang ito lang yung sa akin from a purely public service point of view, bakit kailangan ka pa ba hikayatin or kumbinsihin tumakbong presidente? 'Di ba? Kung talagang nakikita mong you have the capacity to make a difference in the lives of the people at marami kang nasimulan ng mga base, and besides vice president ka 'di ba? Hindi ba dapat ando doon na 'yon sa iyo na tipong sige, let's go for it. Bakit kailangan pang kumbinsihin? Kung talaga mahal mo yung bayan, magkukusa ka. So yun yung problema ko dyan. Hindi dapat, hindi dapat nililigawan ang leader. Dapat yung leader na mumuno.
Right. Just a tiny point on this. I mentioned yung 40-45% somehow up for grabs. How do we get those people on the side of the good fight, Senator Trillanes? Ano yung mga katangihan, ano yung mga attributes, ano yung mga positioning na sa tingin mong kailangan natin, especially mga kabataan, di ba? Aside from making better TikTok videos and travel vlogs, ano pang ibang kailangan natin, Senator Trillanes?
Well, remember, yun na nga, kaya binabalik ko dun sa 28% ni VP Lenny just 2 years ago. Yun, they held on to that dream. Di ba? Ando doon yun. So part of that 45 is the 28. Kasi ang hiniwalay lang naman is the Duterte 21 and the 20 and the 31 of the
Tapos
Marcoses.
4% lang yung Liberal Party opposition.
Oo. So, bakit? For that matter, yung 4% nag-shrink pa. So, dati 28. So, yung 24 niya na bumoto sa kanya, nandoon sa 45. Di ba? So, in fact, kung sino pinakamalaki na walang dito, si Lenny, yung pink base, ando doon siya kasi naghahanap sila ng leader.
So,
Di
the
ba?
Tulfo Sara is essentially the split of Uniteam, di ba? Yung 60 na yan, na-split
Yeah,
ngayon ni Sara and Tulfo. Oh.
I believe so. So ngayon, pagka lumiwanag na yung leadership ng pink, ng pink movement, yun, mag-gravitate yun towards that. Kasi ngayon talaga napabayaan eh. Pabayaan. And kaya naghahanap or iba nasa parang muna yung holding pattern. Ano bang nangyayari diyan? Sige, abangan natin. But I believe yan, it boils down to the next leader of the independent opposition, kung paano niya ay ikakamada yung kanyang organisasyon, paano niya ikakamada yung kanyang mensahe, at paano niya ma-inspire yung 45 na yun, or at least yung 25 na yun, na siya yung kailangan pagkatiwalaan, mamuno ng ating bansa after the Marcos administration.
Very, very good point. Actually, even more optimistic than I was considering. You're right. Dun sa 40+% na yan, maybe half of that were already sympathetic, if not already involved in the pink movement. So that just tells you how much more is untapped here or under-tapped here. Kaya mahalaga itong mga...
Nagustuhan niyo ba ang ganitong pagtalakay? Mag-follow sa Informador FB page at mag-subscribe sa Informador YouTube channel. Ang Informador ay nilikha ng mga staff ni Atty. Ricky Tumutorgo, aka Insurrecto, upang lalong lumawak ang inaabot ng pagpapalaganap ng katotohanan at labanan ang fake news at